Um, Good morning, everybody. I will jump to English. I apologize, but my Spanish knowledge is so limited that, except ordering some food, I probably will not help you so much. So, I am the director of a medical electronic system in Europe. And the goal of the meeting of today, or the presentation of today, was also to give you an overview of what we are and what we do. Okay. So the idea of MES is mainly to become one of the largest, if not the largest, provider of andrology products. And certainly what we are trying to do is supporting the journey of couples that are trying to get pregnancy. And we are trying to do that on a global way. I will try to explain that to you. Based on the statistics from National Institute of Health Statistics on Infertility, which is not our MES, but WHO, it's another institute, we are coming approximately to the same number of people that are struggling to get pregnancy, which is about 15% of the couples, and probably about a third is linked to a man-only situation, a third is linked to a woman-only situation, and a third is linked to a problem in both partner in that. We are talking about, in the group of study that we've made, which is mainly United States, Europe, about 70 million couples that are struggling to get pregnancy. So we are not talking about a very small group. And also we are talking about the fact that, and I become an old man, so when I started working with that, we were first always looking to the woman issues and to everything around the woman before going to the men. Today we are looking in both in parallel, and there is a good reason for that, because first of all, for the cost on the social security, to reduce the cost, and also it can be efficient, quick, and less painful. So there is a good reason for doing both together, at least. I want to show you this picture. This is the team at MES that developed a concept called YO. I will explain you what YO can be. But MES is a company that is 17 years active in sperm assessments. We have expertise in all regulatory aspects, marketing, clinical studies. We were trying to reply fast to the market need, and I will give you some examples. And as you see, they have, all the people on this picture, they have a bath cap on their head. It's just because it's coming from the English, where sperms are called swimmers. So that's a little bit the joke about that, but the picture was nice, I believe. So, trying to get to the next one, okay. As I said, we have 17 years of experience in that. Probably we can discuss about that, but if we look at the global market, including United States, we are probably the worldwide leader in rapid sperm analysis. We have also management software that includes many data, giving us the possibility to make statistics at the level that today we can certainly make studies on thousands and thousands and thousands of results coming in every year. We have developed laboratory product, we have developed own test products. I will show you what, because own test product exists for years, but we had another approach for home test products. And one point which is interesting at MES, we don't have subcontractors. So everything is developed inside the company, and we don't have any external company developing anything for us. If we are looking today at our facilities, the core company is based in Los Angeles. It's a US company. We have an office in Belgium, where I am sitting. We have developed in the last 5 years a big facility in India. And one of the reasons is also mainly because we have access to so many patients and so many sperms in India that it gives us possibility to make study quicker. Imagine 1.4 billion people available for studies with the same regulation. It's of course very, very interesting. And we have an office in China, as of course China is also a huge market for a company. Sorry, jumped one too fast. Trying to go back, but I'm trying. Okay, that's our installations in United States for the moment. It gives you an idea about how many systems we have today installed in this country. Of course, it's a US company, so the core market is, of course, first United States. But today we have... I'm trying, but... Oh, okay. Oh. I'm afraid of touching it because it's going so fast. Yes. Okay. We have a lot of IPs that are covering our products. We have about 30 lines of products. We are compliant with the majority of the ISO and CE and Canada ISO, Chinese ISO, and all the new IVDR. I'm sure you are hearing a lot about the IVDR in Europe, which is another layer of accreditation that is falling on the companies, making the life of the companies more and more complicated, but that's okay. I mean, that's the game. We have a lot of article and publication, of course, mainly about our core business, which is the laboratory product, but we have also some about the Yo sperm. Globally today, if we are talking about the big machines, so I'm talking about the machines of this range, we have sold about 3,500 machines in the world. If I'm talking about the new SQA IO, we have started in January 2022, and we have sold more than 1,200 machines worldwide. So this is another range of product, and I'm not counting that in that. When you are looking to the history of the company, it started in 2002, and want to explain you a little bit where it's coming from. The two owners of the company are still the two owners of the company. This company is not in any shares or any other ownership than the two people that creates the company. And one of the two, Gabe, was the administrative director of the three biggest sperm banks in the south of California. And he was looking for a solution for himself in the beginning. And he was looking about what's existing on the market, was not really satisfied, and he found a group of people in the University of Haifa that were creating a small box, approximately that size. And the idea was just to make a difference between sperm that can be used for insemination and sperm that cannot be used for insemination. And they were using exactly the same concept than when Mr. Coulter, 70 years ago, created hematology counters. The idea was everybody was looking at hematology under the microscope, and Mr. Coulter decided to use the light and the distortion of the light to look at hematology cells. When I started as a young biologist in 1990 in Belgium, there was the first sales rep from Coulter was still active, last year of activity. And he told me when I was coming to a laboratory in the beginning, explaining to the lab that they need to get a little bit out of the microscope to be confident in an hematology counter using light, in 99% of the case, the door was closing in front of him. Today, I believe there is nobody in the world that don't have an hematology counter in his lab. So it takes always time to create new IDs, to change the shape of the IDs of the people. The idea of MES was approximately the same, and the idea of this group in Israel was the same. Instead of looking to the microscope, if we can pulse the light into a sperm group of cell, we can certainly analyze the way the light will be distorted, and we will have much more cells to analyze than what we can do under the microscope. That's the root of it, and SQA2B was the first human analyzer. SQA2CP was born in 2003, and believe me or not, till last year, where we stopped the production, we have sold more than, I believe the last serial number I saw coming was 2,970 something. So probably close to 3,000 machines were sold. Then in 2005, there was a revolution for us because the two first systems were based on a chamber. We are working with plastic chamber, but we were working with a single chamber. From 2005 with the SQA V Gold, we were working with a double room chamber that we are using today, giving us more possibility to use different lights, different composition. And this is the beginning of the range of analyzers that we have now. In 2006, under the pressure of some market, we were asked to develop a cheaper machine based on the SQA V Gold called Quick Check. Between you and me in Europe, we didn't sell many Quick Check. It was mainly developed for other markets. In 2008, 2007, in fact, we were in the biggest presentation in the world about the new machine, and we were asked by veterinaries to produce machines for them. So that's the reason why MES has also a small range of instruments for vets. We have one machine for horse, one for pigs, one for bulls, and one for turkey. Because some markets, we are looking for a machine for turkey. And so in US, for example, 95% of what they call chicken is in fact turkey, because they like the breast. And it's impossible for them to make natural reproduction, because they change the shape of by selection, probably some manipulation, they change it to get the biggest breast they can have. So the male from turkey cannot stand up anymore. That's the reason everything is done by artificial insemination. We came in 2014 with the SQA Vision, and SQA Vision is the system which is in the back there. It was on the market in 2016. 2014 was the alpha test. In 2017, we came with the Yo sperm. I will explain what it is. In 2021, with the small SQA IO on request of many markets that were looking for standardization of the sperm assessment, but accessible for people that don't have a lot of analyze to perform, which is also a market. Originally, I was not expecting that to be a machine fitting the need of the European market, I have to confess. The reality is completely different, as we sold probably 125 machines in less than 10 months in Europe. So it's also sometimes a surprise of the market. So what is Yo? You all know that there are pharmaceutical kits that are available for making the sperm assessment. They are mainly based on the same principle. You take the sperm, you put an enzyme, you kill the sperm, you're looking for a component of the sperm. This is what the majority of the kits are doing. In fact, you are just looking for the concentration of sperm, dead or alive, without any discrimination. We were thinking about a complete different approach, and Yo is a small box like that people are buying in pharmacies. For the moment, we are mainly, if not completely, only selling that in the United States. We probably sell now about 50,000 units a month. And the idea was based on a remark of many IVF centers. And I'm supposing you are working and you will follow what I say. In many cases, the driver of the IVF journey is the woman, and the man is a little bit the follower. And we also looked at the complete shape, and there are, in our eyes, two reasons for that. The communication of the IVF center was mainly focused on the woman, so the man was probably not feeling at home when facing those people. And secondly, we discovered that many men are afraid to hear the results of their sperm. If they know in advance, they want to go. If they don't know in advance, for many men, there is a blocking line. I'm afraid to know what will happen. And so we have developed a system which is based on image processing. You can link the system to a computer, to an Apple, to a smartphone, to everything you need. And the system will deliver only one result: the concentration of motile sperm. And we will just classify the people based on a Gaussian distribution and tell them if they are more in the good part or more in the less good part, advising them to consult if they are in that field. And it goes so far today that 90% of the sales of these kits in the United States is done by the IVF center themselves. When the women are coming and say, my men don't want to come, they just give that to the woman and say, test your man first at home. We don't give a full result of a spermocytogram, even if the technology is completely able to do it. But the idea is absolutely not to take the responsibility of having a full diagnostic based on that. So what you get, in fact, you get a movie of your sperm, you get an analyze, and we were based on the WHO references, where the concentration for normal was, I made a mistake, was in the past 20 million multiplied by 15% divided by 100, 6 million of sperm. And we are just giving to the people the information if they are above or less than 6 million motile sperm concentration. We have that now from this year in many languages, and we will probably introduce that in Europe in beginning of 2023. The SQA-IO originally was developed for the low-cost countries. I just give you the truth. I originally was not expecting any sales of this instrument in Europe. There is a box there. You will be surprised that the size of an SQA-IO is about that, so small. And it delivers on fresh semen concentration, the different grades of motility, including for WHO6, percentage of normal forms. Based on the same algorithm, based on the same way that the SQA Vision is doing, except the SQA Vision can do much more. But the SQA-IO is a first screening tool. We have different markets for that. In Belgium, for example, I was surprised. We sold 17 systems in about 6 months. The majority of the systems were sold in clinics that are referring to an IVF center. The IVF center is installed with the SQA Vision, but they want to trust the results of the clinics that are sending the patient around to have the same technology and the same way of working. So that's one of the systems that we have now. The software is also available in 8 languages, including Spanish. The QuickCheck Gold is a quite older technology, but we still continue to sell it. It's like an SQA V, like this one, that are a little bit what we call or old system. Just to give you an idea, from the SQA V Gold, I believe the last serial number I saw was 3021. So from this system, we sold a little bit more than 3,000 systems. They are, of course, CE, FDA, and all the FDAs, like all of our instruments. The last one is the SQA Vision, and if you remember a little bit the timeline of the company, you will see that it is also the older one from the modern system, so it's not difficult to understand that the new development of the company will be done for the new version of the SQA Vision, which will probably come in the coming 2-3 years. We are working hard on that. I cannot tell you, but there will be a revolution also in technology. We will keep the existing technology, but we will add some extra feature with new technologies inside. The system is approved for CE, FDA, Canada, China, wherever you go in the world, we have the agreement for this system. And we have a proficiency test. Same results are available in 75 seconds. So it's going very quick. One of the success of this system, it's funny because in Europe, this was a question mark for many people when we came with the fact that the volume of the semen to analyze is about 0.5 milliliter. But the reality is that by analyzing 0.5 milliliter, you are analyzing a much bigger aliquot, giving a better representation of the complete ejaculate, and giving also the possibility to read many more cells. The more you read cells, the lower is the variation on the exactitude of your results. When you are taking 10 microliter or you are taking 500 microliter, you have a complete different respect of the original sample. Oops, one too fast. So on this system, we have also the possibility to run fresh, frozen, washed semen. We can do swim-up gradients. We can do the DFI. So the system is much more designed for people that are specialists in the sperm. The SQA-IO is more a screening system. Beside that, we have a lot of kits. We have liquefaction kit, beads, quality control, vitality kits. We are using test strips that combines white blood cell concentration and pH. We have some kits that are called laboratory proficiency that are very useful in some countries when people need to have accreditation of their lab and need to prove, for example, the repeatability of the system, the way it has to be calibrated. Normally, it's the proficiency tests are really well designed for that. Of course, we have the testing capillaries. So what's next? What is the future of MES? I'm talking about 2023 because we have many projects that are for 2024, 2025, but as you know, R&D can sometimes slip a little bit. And if I'm promising something for 2024 and it comes in 2025, people believe I'm lying. It's just the fact that sometimes research takes a little bit more time than expected. But some products are ready to be released on the market. So based on that, the DFI kit from MES will be available in Europe in Q1 2023, meaning that the kit is already sold in some markets. But we cannot follow with the production, and we still need to have the reply of the CE to get it. Certainly, with new IVDR rules. And we have developed a project which is called iPro. And iPro is in fact, this is the DFI. I'm taking this picture because this lady is Marsha, and she is one of the two owners of the company. She is still on board, and Marsha is responsible of all R&D activities, and that are pictures of the DFI kit. That's iPro. iPro is a learning system, an external quality control system. In some countries, they don't have external quality control, so we will use it as an external quality control to teach people and to maintain the quality of the know-how of the people. In Europe, it can be a tool where laboratories can just get access to images of morphology, image of concentration, motility, and make tests, compare their tests with the rest of the peer group, online, on time, see if they are in line with the expectations. So iPro is a new product that will be also released in Europe in Q1 2023. We will certainly have a new feature during 2023, but for the moment, I'm really excited about what we are developing for the new technologies, but I prefer to keep it a little bit for us for the moment, because we don't know if it will be ready in 2023 or 2024. So that's a little bit where we are now. So that's the company MES, that's what we are doing, and we are now collaborating with Juan Carlos, with his team, so Concile, for the distribution of our product in Spain. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the presentation.
No problem.
Do you have lots of auto-diagnosis in the country or around the world? Is people very interested in the sample and see the quality at home?
So, there are different countries and different approaches. If you look to United Kingdom, for example, which is not anymore in Europe, still, United Kingdom, the market of auto tests is approximately £9 million, so something like 11 million euros. This is from far the biggest market from auto testing in Europe. It is not really well accepted in many countries in Europe, but we didn't present it as an auto test in that way. You should take a look at the app. It's possible to take a look at the website and to see what it is. But the idea is really, and this is how we create the app, break the ice for the men to go to the lab. So the idea in our eyes is absolutely, first of all, we are provider of lab testing. So it's not our interest that nobody's going to the lab. We are stupid, but not so stupid. But of course, breaking the ice for many men, and it depends which region you are facing. I will give you an example about post-vasectomy and the difference of post-vasectomy. In 2013, I made statistics about the post-vasectomy for men between 40 and 50, married with a fixed family and everything. You take the Nordic countries, and you were reaching about 40%. You take the south of Europe, and you're reaching about 2%. Because the more you go to the south, the more you have a link between fertility and virility. If you go to a restaurant in Denmark and you speak about vasectomy, everybody believes it's normal. I don't believe it's the good subject to speak everywhere. So I just want to show that there are different acceptance and different way of looking to the sperm assessment. Our approach will remain always, and we will never develop the YO system to become a diagnostic tool. It will remain for us something that brings the man to a situation, and we made market survey for that. It is funny, when the man knows there is a problem, he accepts to go to the lab, because he was prepared to hear, I have a problem. I believe for many men, this is the shock to hear somebody will tell me I have a problem. And when you break that, apparently it's successful. It's very strange, the way a man can think, but it is a reality.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.